We're just a hot mess today. Hey guys, welcome in to another episode of Wednesday Whateverness. Today's episode is very special because I have my 98-year-old grandmother with me. She's from Boston, where I'm originally from, and I haven't been able to be back home since Christmas 2019. So I'm super excited. I'm going to pull up chat and I'm going to greet some amazing friends, and then we're going to talk to Nana. So I'm excited. Let me know if you're excited. I'm going to welcome in the chat. First, I want to thank Dean over at The Live Place, www.theliveplace.com, for your family-friendly YouTube live streams. Check out Dean over at The Live Place and his YouTube channels, theliveplace.com and Dreamers Empire. All right, first up, we've got Miss Darla. Aliens Wear Green Hats. Good to see you, my friend. Lisa Keith and Joey from It's Joey's World. Surf Bun John, and this is as far back as my chat goes, so I'm sure I might have missed some people, so I apologize. Jennifer, my thing will scroll. Sorry, Jennifer White, welcome in. Good to see you. Francisco, hello. Joy S, and I'm not highlighting everybody, and I do apologize. Annie Coog, Phantasmic Chronicles. Hey Tony, welcome in. Debbie Burnfield, welcome in. I'm scrolling. I'm trying to scroll. Jonathan Chong, welcome in. W. Bernfield, I think I already said that, but welcome in again. Martine Watts, welcome in. That is Tony's wife. We've got, and just let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Oh, sweet. Look at this. I have backup. No, because I don't know where I'm going to be. Did I see Monarch Moments? No, call Garrett. He fixes all the Monarch Moments. Yeah, I know. Seriously. Movie Mania Nick, welcome in. Good to see you. Catherine Wilby, hello. Chat skipped on me. Blaine, Rally Creative Travel, hello. Welcome in. Tina McNeil, my neighbor to the west when I'm back in New York. Still my neighbor to the west, technically. Mike Wheeler, welcome in. Chris, Dad Builds, one of my partner channels. Welcome in. Good to see you. Sophie B, hello. Mike 88, NYC, welcome in, Mike. Man, I skipped a lot. Man, oh man. Christine Hickman, welcome in. Good to see you. Disinfinity. Hey, Daniel. I think, did I get everybody? I think I got everybody. Okay. If I missed you, just type in the chat and I will make sure I read you, shout you out. Jeff C, welcome in. Good to see you as well. Cricket Fox. Hey, Cricket. I'm so excited to see everybody here. You guys are amazing. And I hope I got everybody. So, because I'm at the bottom. So I hope that got everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'd like you to meet my grandmother. Hi.
Hi. Oh, you want me to say hi?
Yeah.
Hi,
So, what's your name?
Tina.
What's your real name?
My real name is Antonia. What else? What else you want me to say?
I have a slew of questions that I wrote down. But that was funny. All right, Nana, tell us, what year were you born?
1923. I'm 98 years old.
98 years old.
I'm still kicking. What?
Do you feel 98?
No, I wish I was younger.
You wish you were younger?
Yeah.
How old do you feel, would you say?
Well, I think I should be at least in the 50s.
In the 50s?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good age,
Right,
I think.
Right.
I mean,
I'm not active like I was. I slowed down.
But you're still going. Where are you going on Sunday?
I'm going to go play bingo.
Yeah.
Right.
Do
The
you
first
miss it?
time over a year.
Over a year.
Right.
You excited?
Huh? Right.
You excited?
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Do you usually win?
Sometimes
If you bring Auntie, who usually wins?
I do.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say Auntie.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
That's
want me to
awesome.
tell my go to the uncle?
Go ahead. Let's
Oh.
talk about that.
Huh?
What's one of your favorite places to go?
My favorite? Well, I belong to the senior center and I love to go there.
Mm-hmm.
And we go there once a week and we go play bingo for a couple of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
and at the same time, and then I like to go. And when I go there, I I join the knitting classes, sewing classes, and I make a lot of Afghans,
Mm.
and I donate them. And the seniors are very nice to me. They give me all the yarn, and I do make Afghans. And I'm still making them at my age. I sit in the chair. If I sit in the chair, watch television, I fall asleep. So my hands got to keep going, you know. And I'm still making Afghans. I'm making one right now, pink and orchid. And I made so many. I made my son who lives with me. I made him red, white, and blue, and I made him so big because he says I made one too small. So then I made him a great big one, and he loves it. Then I made him a black and white one, and I think I made him a blue one, blue and white. Now I made my little great grandson. He's got red, white, and blue, and I didn't give it to him. Yeah, yeah. And I made my two great granddaughters. They got one each. They got beautiful ones, and they didn't get it yet, right?
Right.
Uh, so, anyways, I
What's
keep going. I'm too active, and I always was like that. I cook, I bake,
what?
and
Tell them what you made this week
this week I made banana nut bread.
from
I made
scratch.
from scratch, and I made two because my son doesn't like nuts.
And I'm allergic.
So, and Tina Marie, she's allergic to nuts. So I made one for him and her, and I made one for me and my sister and my brother.
Mhm.
I have a sister, she's 5 years younger, and I have a brother. I'm 98, and he's 10 years younger than me. I am the oldest, and I came from a family of 9 children. And my parents, they died young. My sisters, my brothers, we were nine of us, right?
Yep. We
So,
have some more people that were joining us. Welcome in, Carlos, Disney World Freak. And let me just make sure I didn't miss anybody. Stevie Lee, welcome in. What in the world with Russ, my other partner channel. You guys can hear me, right? Welcome in. And Wendy Lou, who welcome in. Wendy, it's good to see you. For those that are just joining us, this is my grandmother, and we're having a lot of fun. So, all right, Nana, continue.
well, what else you want to say?
I don't know what were we talking about.
Well, we're talking, we
Oh,
were nine
Auntie,
kids, and my
who?
sister's younger than me. Oh,
Oh,
no,
you were the oldest girl,
I'm
right?
the old, no, I'm
No.
just the oldest now living.
Oh.
My brothers and sisters, my parents died young. My brothers
Well, hold on a second. Where were your parents from?
from Italy.
Which part?
My father was, maybe they don't understand, St. Forge,
They'll get it.
and my mother was from Avellino. My father was up more like the mountains where you take care of the goats.
Oh.
And he had a nut tree, walnut tree. He had grape trees, and my mother loved the city. She didn't like the way up in the country. And my parents came to this country, and they both met in this country in East Boston. My father was in a boarding house, and that's where they met. And they got married in East Boston, and they got married in the same church that I got married in, a Mount Carmel church in East Boston. I was so amazed that, when I found out that my parents lived there, and they both became American citizens. My father, he could write his name a little bit, but my mother, she was a stubborn person. She did not want to learn to write or read. So, you know what? When she got a check or something from the government, she put a cross on it and they let her go by. But she knew who was the first president in the country. She knew how to answer the question. Yeah.
Did they
And
speak English?
no, they didn't. We were starting to teach them a little bit. My mother couldn't speak uh, English too much, but my mother got around. She raised us
Yeah.
9 children. My sister was born in Italy. my young sister, and I have the oldest sister was got married at 15 years old in New York, Long Island, New York,
Mhm.
and she got married there. She was only 15, but she first had her first child.
Hey, Ange.
She had a first child at 18 years old. She did not have a child right away. She got married, beautiful gown and everything. Yeah, and and my brother. Let's see. Then one sister, and that sister there, she had 8 children. And you know, the last one she came to Boston crying to my mother. She did not want to have a baby, and she left her husband and come to East Boston. That's where we were living when we were kids. So my mother says it might be a blessing for you, to have a child. She says, nope. She says, God wants you to have that child. You go home and you have that child. So surely enough, she had that child. Mind you, she was in her 40s when she had that child, and it was a blessing. A beautiful girl. Her name was Marie, and guess what? She picked on my sister Angie, her name was. She picked on me and my husband to go out to New York and baptize her child. Well, anyways, I was I wasn't even a teenager, and my s- my sister told my father she wanted me to go out there. He says, "All right." When the vacation time came, so I was going to school. I was only a young teenager, so I went out there, and know what happened? She wouldn't let me come home. You know what she did to me? She let me stay out of school, and she taught me get down on my hands and clean, hands and knees, and scrub the floor and help me. She taught me how to clean house. She was wonderful to me. But my father, he really missed me. Even though he had 8 more kids, he didn't care. He wanted me, so he come after me. She didn't like it one bit because she lost somebody who was taking care of her children.
All right, let's take a break.
Okay.
I want to read some of the comments in the chat. Um, First of all, they can't believe that you're 98 years old. She's 98 years old, I promise. And I want to welcome in everyone that has joined us. We have Monarch Moments, Does Our Dream, Fantasia 2007. And I know I probably missed some people, but let me see. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. And I'll make sure to ask. Annie, my friend Anne says 15. Wow, I was an old maid at 20 then, she says.
Oh,
My friend Anne, she was an old age
yeah.
at 20.
That's
Tina,
not old. I got married when I was 21.
it's not bad. You were a lot younger than I was. I was 26, 25, I think.
You got married?
I think so. Carlos, my friend Carlos says, Disney World Freak says, Tina still can speak English too much. She speaks Boston. Yeah, can't speak English too much. She speaks Boston. Yes, this is true. Let's see, because I think I missed something. All right, I think I got that. All right, let me scroll back down because I know you want to hear more Nana stories, and we got a lot of them. So, and again, one question that I'll ask you kind of answered already because I was going to ask you where you grew up, and you grew up in East Boston, right?
Right.
And the sun's peeking
And
through, and so we're gonna be really yellow for a little bit. Um,
and without
let's
a
see.
doctor.
And without a doctor, you what do you mean without a doctor?
Well, they had these doctors that come to your house and deliver you.
Oh,
A
that's right.
woman doctor. They called them, I forget what they call them. But
Midwives.
yeah. And they came and they delivered me. And
Right.
the best part of my life, I have to say, I got to say it now. When I adopted 2 children, I was married a certain time and I just wanted a little girl. Well, I probably couldn't get a little girl. So I went to the the Italian home in Boston, and me and my husband went there, and I couldn't get no little kids. So afterwards, I didn't bother. So then after a few years ago, my husband really wanted uh, to adopt. So, uh, so I said, okay, we went back. So now I only want a little girl. So I ended up they were brother and sister, and they didn't want to separate them. So that was all right. Oh, so what happened? They told uh, my husband's name was Vincent. We call him Jimmy. So they then they says how old Jimmy was. So Jimmy was going to be I forget, either about 6 years old. He was going to be about 6 years old, and he was born on November the 7th, the same day as my husband's birthday. And my husband, he started crying, and I got a little embarrassed, but that's the way he was. He was the most wonderful person I ever met. So, anyways, uh, so I only want a girl. But she says, well, what about I said, okay. So we took brother and sister. And today, it's such a blessing because my
Cause you got
daughter,
me. Cause you got me,
wait
right?
a minute, because I ended up, what was the best thing in my whole life that I got Tina Marie. And Tina Marie came into my life as if me and my husband, we did bring her up. Uh, so my daughter that I adopted, her name was Deborah Ann. She gave me Tina Marie. Oh, that was a you should see my life changed altogether. Well, I love children. I used to babysit children. So we ended up with Tina Marie, and she gave me the best thing in the whole world. She gave me three great grandchildren that it's a blessing. See, I had one miscarriage in my whole life, and I couldn't have no child. But it was because they were really my husband was a Marine, and I think something was wrong with his blood. It was not mine because my mother had 9 kids. So, anyways, uh, that's what happened.
It's always the man's fault, right?
Yeah. So Tina Marie, she gave me the best time of my life, and I have a wonderful life, and I love. I get along with everybody, no matter what color they are. I get along with them because when I was going to work, I met all kinds of people, and I don't know.
Well,
I mix in with everybody.
we do live in a very
Yeah,
diverse
yeah,
area, so
yeah.
it's good to be like that. Okay, we have a question from the chat. Okay, let's read this out. Oh, my screen is small. Let's see. We love to have all the Tina Marie little kid stories. What's your favorite story?
What
What's your favorite me story?
to you?
What's your favorite story about me? What your favorite memory is?
My
That
favorite.
something that I've done, or I don't know, when I was a baby, when I was a kid. One of your
What my
favorite
favorite
stories.
story about you? I loved you, and your mother took sick, and I took over, and me and my husband, we took her no matter where we went. We went to New Hampshire for vacation. She was the most beautiful child. Everybody wanted to grab her, you know, and I really could have kept her, but I had a lot of feelings for my daughter, and it says no. I'm not gonna sign. I won't take her. But I was entitled, me and my husband, because we love. But my husband was old too. My mother didn't like the idea. Oh, she didn't like the idea when I went with an older fella. And you know how I met him? I got to tell you the best part.
How much older was Papa
He
than
was
you?
about 9 years older. And, but, oh, he treated me beautiful. And you know how I met him? I lived in East Boston on Cottage Street, and he had his best friend was upstairs, and I was I was on the second floor.
They want to know how much I paid you to.
Huh?
They want to know how much I paid you to talk nice about
Well, I
me.
don't know. I hope she paid me good. She won't. I pay her more. So anyway, he made me go upstairs. He come down my house, and I was scrubbing the floor. And I was after that, I was going to get washed and dressed. My girlfriend and I were going to go to the theater. And my friend, my husband was dressed as a Marine. Well, maybe that did it. So my my friend upstairs, my neighbor, Josie, she says, "Come on upstairs." I went upstairs and I met my husband. And guess what happened? Oh my God, this is what happened in my life. I met him and he says, he liked me so much. He said, he said, "You're coming home with me. I want my mother to meet you." I said, "I'm not coming home with you." He says, "Tell your girlfriend, go home." He says, "You're coming with us," because they had a car. We didn't have no car. So I ended up going to his house the first time I met him. And oh my God, his whole family, they said, "Don't let her go. Don't let her go." And I ended up. Well, I tell you, my life it was a beautiful life, and I got married to him in about 10 months. We got married. He wouldn't let me go. But my mother didn't like the idea. But in the end, she did like him. And then when I went there, his mother took very but you know something? She couldn't speak one word of English. Now, I mean, I could talk a little Italian, but I wasn't very good at it. But I understood her. But where she come from, her country, she was Sicilian. They come from Sicily. It's a different part of and so I had to try to understand her. She didn't speak one word of English. But anyways, she took very sick. She was only 52 years old, 52 or 62, and she died. But I was upstairs, and who do you think took care of her? She had one, two, three daughters. I had three sisters-in-law, but I was the one. I never believed that I was going to take care of a little old woman because she was small. And I never believed in my life that I was going to bathe and take care of a little old woman. And I did. And she blessed me and blessed me. And my mother couldn't believe it. My mother loved me because I was good. My mother brought me up very nice. And then I did end up. You know what I ended up in the end? I took care of my mother. My mother came and lived with me, with my sisters that got beautiful homes. Okay, who did she pick on? Me, with my two little adopted kids, and I got a small house. And believe me, my mother lived with me for over a year, and then God took her. But she didn't die here. She died in St. Elizabeth's Hospital in Boston, and my mother was one of them. So I ended up with two kids, and I ended up my son. He is a wonderful. And I told him, and people talked about me. They talked about them too. And I says, I don't care how you talk about them. I went and get them. They didn't come to me. God told me to get them. And so I will never throw them down. And whatever kind of past they have, it'll be never thrown in their face.
Okay. All right. First, I want to welcome in some more people that came in before we continue. Now she's grooming me. Danny Gristle Family Vacay, welcome in. Suzanne, Cherie Surfer Girl, welcome in. Monorail Molly, welcome in. Supernatural Dave, I was about to say. Space Mountain Dave Cantrell, welcome in. And Gina, Classy Disney Mom, welcome in. We have another question. Anne wants to know if I am the only grandchild. Yes, I am,
Oh, yeah.
which equals spoiled completely. And we also have some more questions. Let's see. Let me scroll up. They want to know if you like Jason.
I love him. He's very good to her, and I see they're made for each other. Wonderful. And even though she got married in her own church. I was brought up a Catholic. I brought up my adopted kids a Catholic and everything. And I loved her church. I loved the people she's with in her church. And she got married there and everything. And it was good. It was wonderful, wonderful.
So,
And Jason is very, very good.
okay. So, Jeff C wants to know if you knit slippers, he would like to buy a pair from you if you do.
No, I did a pair years ago, but I don't really go for them because I knit years ago. My biggest thing is crocheting.
Okay, if you're looking for a hat or a scarf or a pair of mittens, that's her expertise. Excellent. She makes them for the kids. Huh.
Hats and scarves.
Hats and scarves. Do you make mittens still?
No, I
But hats and
I could,
scarves.
but I don't want to.
Let's see. What other questions did I miss? Let's see. Great. Now Flipper's head is getting as big as Tina's. Yep. That usually happens. Jack Twaddle, welcome in. Kaki Carol, welcome in. All right. For those of you that are new coming in, I am with my 98-year-old grandmother, no lie. And we are talking, we're just talking about life and love and whatever else comes to mind. I have a couple. If you have a question, feel free to pop it into the chat and I'll make sure I get to it. If you already asked a question and I skimmed over it, just ask it again because chat's flying on me and for me it's flying. So I'm trying to juggle. All right. So the next question I have is, what was it like growing up in the early 1900s? Now I know you didn't have refrigerators and bath running water and everything. So let's talk about that. Tell us what that was like.
Okay. I grew up in my childhood, and my brothers and sisters, um, we had we went on welfare, and my father had the stove. You only burned wood and coal, and
Did,
my
did it have a stove top that you would cook food on, or did you put
oh
the
yeah,
food inside?
you cook no,
Okay.
you cook on top, but it was only coal, no gas, and we had no wash machine. My mother used to send some clothes out to the laundry. They used to come and pick up the laundry, but it was wet. It's there no place they dried. They just washed the clothes. You had to hang them on the line. And then my mother scrubbed a lot of clothes by hand, and she had these big tubs, galvanized tubs. And guess
Catherine wants to know if the coal was delivered.
uh, some of it, yeah. Sometimes it was, but my brothers had to go down the near the waterfront and pick up wood, take it home, dry it out, and they had a saw, and then they had to go to the dark cellar to pile it all up. And and we lived no furnace, no heat, no nothing like that. He had a little belly stove in the room, and we grew up with four rooms, and the last time my mother used to have babies like nothing, and there was a lady that lived near my mother, and we were in school or something, and when we come out of school, she come out yelling at the street, Maggie had another baby, Michelina had another baby. She let everybody know about my mother, and we had to go to the stores to go buy cold cuts, and oh my God, and it was terrible, terribly cold. So my parents were my father. He can nail. He put these straight sticks into the ceiling, and he put nails in his mouth, and he nail up ceiling. They used to call them lats. They're like straight ones, and we were on welfare, and it was no joke. They gave us canned goods, and then they give us all these heavy coats to, and we had to use those to put on the bed because we had no heavy blankets, no stuff like that. My mother used to go to the Salvation Army in Boston, and my mother gets shoes for us and clothing for us. My mother go there at Thanksgiving, and they would give her a basket. They would give her turkey. My mother, God bless her, even though she couldn't speak American too good, English too good, God bless my mother. She walked all over the place. Sometimes we had holes in our
Hey,
shoes,
Cynthia.
you know.
Um, Jason Udo, that's Justin.
Yeah,
He wants to know if Eisenhower was as good looking in his heyday.
he wasn't bad. He wasn't bad looking. And I know Roosevelt. I even went to the State House. And Roosevelt, he was the best. He gave out everything, everything. And what's his name lived up my street? I forgot. I forgot which one.
Oh,
The Kennedys. How do you like the Kennedys? They live right on my street up at the corner.
So, what you grew up on Cottage Street, right?
Cottage Street and Webster.
So she grew up on Cottage Street and Webster's corner. I'm
Iowa.
going to be doing a vlog on this, so I'll take you guys at some point and do a vlog. And so, where do the Kennedys live?
They live right up Webster and Cottage. And then I think if they know Jeffrey's Point, and we had Jeffrey's Point, and then down the other end of Cottage Street, they call that Little Italy. And oh my God.
Hey, Amy.
Huh?
I was saying hi to Amy.
Yeah. And then they had push carts. And then they had horse and team come around. And the push carts used to come around with the fruits and vegetables. And then they had horse and team. We used to have to come out and buy our fruits and vegetables. We had a lot of stores. And then there was Porter Street in East Boston. My mother from Carter Street had to walk to Porter Street. My mother used to go shopping for us. God love her. All the way up there. Then my mother got married in the Mount Carmel Church.
Nana, I'm going to break you for a second. We have an incoming call. The phone lines are open.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Is this a live call-in part of the show?
It is.
Yes?
Yes.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, first off, it's nice to meet the beautiful matriarch behind you.
It's nice to meet
What
the,
is
the beautiful matriarch.
unbelievable.
He's calling you
Oh,
the
I love
beautiful
that.
matriarch.
We're so nice.
That's
to
her
meet
way of saying thank you when she folds her arms.
you. Well, I do have a question.
He has a question for you.
Yeah.
Is she aware that Flipper takes bubble baths and watches Mando?
What do you say?
Are you aware that Jason, they call him Flippa, if you aware that Jason takes bubble baths and watches The Mandalorian?
Jason takes bubble bath.
And watches The Mandalorian.
Does Jason do that? I don't know if he does that.
He does.
He does? Well, good luck to him. At least he's clean. He don't smell.
Oh, there you go. Now we're in it. I love her. You're fantastic. I'm going back to watching and enjoying.
Nice feet.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. I hope you guys caught all that. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, let's see if I missed anything in chat. Welcome in, Amy, in case I didn't say it. Brittany Mogan, welcome in. Excuse me, guys. And honest question. All right, Carlos has another question. Is she a wine drinker? Is that the secret to a long life?
What?
Are you a wine drinker? And is that the secret to a long life?
Not really. I used to like my wine, but I liked Manhattan.
Do you want to tell them the story?
But I'm going to tell you, I used to love Manhattan, and I liked the glass of wine because my father he always had wine, and when we were kids, he put that red wine, and he put orange soda in the wine and gave us a little bit. It was very good, but you know, when I lost my husband, something come over me, and I used to like to have a drink or so. Then I don't know. I got in a habit. On a Thursday night, I sat down. My son was working. He was working very late, and so I was all alone then when my husband died. So I started drinking, and I ran out of something, the Manhattan, and I went to mix something else. Well, I'll tell you, God was with me. I tell you, I was drinking. I fell down. I hit the back of my head. Now I have false teeth in my mouth. I still have them. And at the time when I fell down, I split my head open on my radiator. My radiators that I got to have the gas heat, in a corner. I took off I had glasses on. I knew enough. I took off my glasses. I didn't break them. And I knew enough. I don't know what it was that I ran in and I put sweatpants on and I got on the phone and called 911. My son James, he was working. And he don't come home till late. So there was nobody here. So my son, when he come home and he didn't see me home, he he called my sister and my brother-in-law and they ran to the hospital because I called 911 and the ambulance came and took me to the Mass General, and my neighbors told my son that they didn't know what happened to me. So do you know something? Till this day, I could see all the wine, anything around me. I'll never, never took a drink. It was just that once a week, that Thursday night, I don't know what happened to me. I guess I was just getting depressed and I was drinking. So I was very naughty. Do you know my sister? I still love her, but she was ashamed of me. And she did take me on vacation with her because I used to go with my husband up New Hampshire all the time for a whole week's vacation. And her and her husband used to go. So she did take me. But, she didn't like the idea if I had a drink. Well, how would you feel? They were all having a drink, and I didn't. Well, she never had to get embarrassed with me because I either God told me, don't ever drink. And you know something? I went to my doctor the next day, and my doctor was so proud of me. She was a woman doctor, and she was living right here in Beachmont, where I am. And she says, you're doing good. You don't need no help at all, she says. She was very proud of me. And till this day, I never took a drink. I have wine in my house. My brother comes, has his glass of wine on a Sunday with his meal. And I have brandy when it's cold if he wants it. And believe me, you got to believe. And then Tina Marie was small. I was taking care of her. Well, God told me, you better stop it, you know. And I'm going to tell you one more thing I have to tell you. This little spoiled child, she couldn't even boil water. And I was sick one time in the hospital. My son was there. She couldn't clean house. She couldn't do nothing. We are so proud of her. She go, Uncle Jimmy, would you make me a cup of tea? And Uncle Jimmy get up and make her a cup of tea. Uncle Jimmy do this. She is the best, best. What a great mother she turned out to be. Okay?
Thank you. We have another question. Blaine says, what was your first car? What was your first car?
Car?
Yeah.
Car? I think it was a Ford.
And it was my grandfather's because Nana doesn't drive, guys. She doesn't have a license.
I never drove, and and you know some. My husband used to work in the North End with his father, selling bananas on horse and team, and the damn horse kicked him one time.
You zip
Oh.
slipped.
Well, anyways, and guess what he used to bring me home? Bananas. And his father used to pay him. Guess what every Saturday, because my husband started working for Budweiser. Beautiful, beautiful company. And my husband come home on a Saturday night. He goes spend all Saturday with his father. That was important. And on the horse and team. So my father-in-law used to have a place in the North End where he stored all the bananas, So every Saturday night, he'd come home with all kinds of fruits and vegetables. That was good. That was all right, too, because then when I lived in East Boston all the time, I had no heat, no. I went to live in Malden. Oh my God. My father in law built a house, a two-family house. The Italians, they know how. So, anyways, I went and lived in their house. But before I went upstairs, uh, they had a big family of 10 up there. They moved out, and I had to sleep in my in law's house. I had a little room with a twin bed almost. I don't even know how we lasted. But that's when I got married and we lived there. And they had furnaces and radiators and hot water and all that. And honestly, what a difference to go there to live. You know something? I never was sick before I got married. I go live there, and my mother didn't like the idea. I got sick. I got colds. I had to go to the doctors. I had to get injection. Oh my God. I always had a cold. Thank God. Because the doctor says I could have ended up with asthma if I didn't go to the doctor and give me injections.
All right. Candy Mom 15 says, I'm trying to cook and I can't help it. I'm tearing up. I wish I had done this with my grandma. Thank you, God. Thank God you did this, Tina. They love you. In other words, Jeff C says these stories are priceless. Can we have Nana pause for 5 minutes so I can make some popcorn and grab a Diet Coke?
How about a
Let's see.
pizza?
Carlo says, Tina, you know what's the best? Excuse me, about all this, it's all recorded for life. You will have these stories to listen to forever. Yes, that was the main reason I wanted to do this. I also wanted you to meet my grandmother because she's amazing, and I wanted to share her with you. So, Mar in Memphis says, I'm astonished by Nana. She does not sound 98 years old.
A lot of people are.
I know, that's true. She's always getting compliments. Let's see. Scrolling down. Pete says, love this interview, but I'm taking notes here. Pete's a little dangerous.
Wow.
He asks all the other interesting questions.
Yeah. You just tell him the best thing in my life is I travel. My sister paid my travel. We went to Vegas. She paid the whole trip. My sister, young sister, she does love me because her husband would never fly and he never took her to Vegas. So when he died, the first thing she wanted to do, go to Vegas because my daughter, Deborah, gave me a ticket that she won. Me and my husband went for our anniversary, September the 2nd, when we got married. So we went for our anniversary because my daughter, Debbie, gave me that gift certificate. And honestly, that was the best time of my life. I love Vegas. And then my sister, when her husband died, that's the first. And then my sister took me also on a cruise, which I never went in my life. And there I go on a cruise with her. So the best thing. So now, you know what? What I live for? I love the casino, and we got run right in my backyard in Everett, and it's only about not even a half hour away from here. So I get the ride, and I'll go over and play. And you know something? I gotta tell you just one thing. All my life, I like to bingo, and I do like the casino. I like bingo even when I go to Foxwood. But over here in Everett, Encore, they don't have bingo. But they got the machines, a penny, a quarter, a dollar. So, anyways, when they first opened up, I was with my sister and brother, and I'm the one. The first day, I won $600. So guess what? I went back a couple of times with my sister, and then I won almost $2,000. So I gave my brother 100, my sister 100, and you know something? I go back and forth maybe once a month. I love it, and I am still playing with their money. Okay? And
They saw her coming.
my sister really loves the casinos better than I because she gambles a dollar. I play quarter machines.
Okay. Jason Udo wants to know, what is your favorite dish to cook?
Oh, well, I like to cook raviolis, uh, meatballs, bracialas, sausages. Um, what else?
Do you
I,
have a most favorite?
the most favorite one I used to like. Yeah, the most favorite was always meatballs and sausages and uh, lasagnas, baked lasagna, a lot of gravy, and chicken soup. I love to make that, and I make a lot of stuff, and I make all Italian biscuities and the cedar ones. I make those kind of cookies, which they all like.
A biscotti is a biscotti for us English speaking people.
Yeah, well, the biscuit and the cedar cookies are delicious.
We say biscottis.
Huh? Oh,
Most people know them as biscottis.
yeah, good.
So if you ever hear me say biscotti, now you know why.
Huh?
Movie Mania Nick wants to know what the secret is to longevity.
I don't really know because, well, to me, I'm a happy person and I do love life. And I had a good life and a good husband, and that means a lot. That means a lot. You know what I mean? Uh, he loved me so much. I could never do any wrong, but a lot of time I was wrong. But and I get along very nice with people, you know. And where I live here right now, I had a neighbor, and she died 94, and she taught me something. I used to go back and forth in the house, and she fell down one time, and I went over there and I took care of her. And so here's what happened. Her name, she was an Irish. And oh yeah, her husband used to give me the Manhattans, at 4 o'clock. So, anyways, I used to go over there and I took care of her. She was lovely. Her name was Peggy Kelly. So, anyways, I used to go there all the time and everything. And I loved it. And she taught me something. She taught me, she says, Tina, when your husband retires, I'm going to tell you something. You're getting nice every week, that big fat check. When he retires, you are not going to get that check anymore. You're going to live on once a month. I said, what do you mean? She says, that's all you're going to get. And you better learn that you're going to live on once a month. God love her. And she taught me something. Until today, I budget and I'm always ahead. I never get shot. And the only thing I was stupid then, I never had a checkbook, but I had a beautiful brother I have. And he made me get a checkbook. But you know something? It's bad. I could do it, but I don't. He still comes every Sunday, has dinner with me and everything. And he does my checkbook. But I can do it. But I let him do it. It makes him feel good.
Okay. So Carlos says Carlos lives in Rhode Island. Did you hear that?
Where's he live?
Rhode Island.
Oh, okay.
He says, my kind of lady. I'm picking her up and she can show Suzanne and I around that casino.
Oh, I will.
Carlos, anytime you come up, they'll take you to Encore and they'll more than show you around. Wait, that didn't sound right. You know what I mean. Let's see. She likes all the Italian dishes. What's for dinner tonight? Or what time is dinner tonight?
Well, we got sausages and
Well, wait a
peppers.
minute. We don't have anything because while we're here sitting down, somebody ordered Nick's place. So we have pizza and fried clams, and I don't know what else. Who ordered Nick's? Okay, my mom ordered Nick's. Let's see. I'm gonna scroll down a bit and welcome in Kelly. Hands full, hearts full. Welcome in. Good to see you, Nathan Rita. Welcome in, buddy. Good to see you as well. Just an update. We are sitting with my 98-year-old grandmother, and we're just, as Carlos would say, shooting the breeze because it's a saying up here. Donna, who is not who doesn't cook, Kennedy says, in New Jersey we have our own way of pronouncing Italian names and words. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. Um, Angela knew what she was saying. Is Angela's also Italian, so. Uh, Jonathan says his Nana loves making lasagna.
Yeah, we did. I made ravioli homemade.
Yep, homemade raviolis every Easter. Talk about the Easter story when Uncle Nicky would come over and you'd make all the homemade stuff.
Oh yeah, I used to make all the homemade raviolis. That's a lot of work.
The manicottis too, right?
And the manicottis. Oh, those are the easy ones. They are very good. And then I make those, and then Italian cookies with the anise flavor. Oh my God! And then at Easter time, you make the tamales. I don't know if you know what those are. And you boil the egg, and you color the egg, and you put it, and you make a braid, and you make a round circle, and you put that egg in it, big one. And I make like a basket, and make. My father I used to use 5 pounds of flour at a time, eggs, and oh my God. And my mother-in-law taught me how to make the Easter cookies. I still have the recipe, and I do them once in a while. I can't do the big tarali, or put the eggs anymore, but I do make the cookies with the white frosting and the color and all that, and the little candies. And I make the struvelis. Those are little honey things. Oh, yeah. Oh, we do a lot.
All
you
right.
know.
Pete wants me to tell you something. And I don't know if this is going to be bad or not because it's in Italian. So you're going to have to tell me. He says, Tua nonna e una donna straordinaria siano fortunati ci abbia portato Tina nel Nelle, or Nelly. I don't know how to pronounce that. Nostre vitae. Do you know what he said?
He said something about a daughter. What did he say? I didn't really.
I don't know.
What part of Italy did he come from?
I have no idea. But this is
whatever he is.
Tua nonna e una donna. Which Donna? What does Donna mean?
Nonna is me.
Non is you.
And then there's daughter.
Okay. Straordinaria. Siamo fortunati. Fortunate.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I'm going to piece this together, I am blessed to have such a wonderful Nana, we're going to go with, because I have no idea what that means. Feel free to translate, Pete.
Yeah.
Carlos says, so nice to understand a woman on this channel. I haven't had to Google any words yet. I understand everything she's saying. They say that because, yeah, my accent.
But you tell them I come from, I have my aunt that lives out in Rhode Island.
Your aunt lives in
aunt and cousins all out in Rhode Island.
That are older than you?
No, my aunt died now.
Oh, okay.
My aunt just looked like my mother. My mother came from, she had her sister here, and she had her sister in Rhode Island. And look, my mother was beautiful. My mother was beautiful. You should have seen her hair. She had black hair, finger wave all over her hair, natural. Was she beautiful? My father, you know, if anybody ever looked at him, oh my God, would he get upset? You know, because you know she was a beautiful woman, and you know God took her away. Oh, she looked like a queen. She had this blue gown on her. Oh my God, she was beautiful. Her name was Michelina, and she named my oldest brother. She named him Michael. Michael, and then she had John, and she had Frankie, and then Angie was first, and then she had Helen, then she had Josephine, then she had me, Johnny, Nikki was the baby, and baby in our family. She had me after Mikey. Mikey was born 1921, and I don't think I think I stole his ball away from him because then he was almost born 1922. Then I was born 1923, and I stole his milk.
Is anybody else thinking of the Siamese cats from Lady and the Tramp? Because that's all I'm thinking of right now. Let's see. Pete translated that for us. He said, "Your grandmother is an amazing woman. We are blessed that she brought Tina into our
Oh,
lives."
you're telling me.
Thank you, Pete. Lost my voice for a second there. I wanted to ask you a question and I forgot what it was. So let me think of it. Um, yes, Pete is the best. Absolutely. Okay. Um, does she remember where in Rhode Island? Suzanne is Carlos's wife. They live in
Yeah.
Rhode Island. They want to know where your family in Rhode Island was from.
Well, I can't think of it. What part of Rhode Island they were from? My aunt and uncle. I don't know what part it was, but they had children too. My cousin. Oh, and one of the cousins was named Camilla, and she married this. He came from Pennsylvania, and when my aunt died, my cousin Camilla, she met me. I don't know why I always get picked on out of my whole family. They were living up in Maine in God's country in the woods. Well, anyways, they had a little farmhouse up there. They invited me and my husband up there. Who wants to go way up there? They lived up, what part of Maine now? Oh, it was way, way up. South Maine. I forget where it was. But anyways, they had the pig and they had the horse and they had the cow and you name it. It was all woods. And my her Camilla's husband, my cousin's husband, his name was Claude, and he came from Pennsylvania. She met him while he was in the service, and he married her. So anyway, when we went there, my husband and I, she calls me up to go up and visit them, and it was like in the wintertime. So my husband, he's jeering anyway. He had the car anyway. So she says, "Oh, it's beautiful up here. There's no snow, no nothing." Well, we didn't have snow here. So we go up there, and guess what happened? We get on the road near her house, 7 miles of dirt road, all snow. And that 7 miles of that dirt road was uh, they came and chopped down all the big trees and they logged them, the big trucks you could drive down. We got in front of her door. She had 14 inches of feet of snow. We couldn't even get in her door. And she laughed. She thought it was funny. But, anyways, I'm going to tell you something. If you want to see deers, they were deers out there. And he was a hunter. He was doctors and lawyers went up to her big farm up there in Maine, and they would go hunting, and he tell them, and they only paid about $6 a week or $6 a day, and she feed them. And there's another one. They didn't have no heat. They had to put wood in the stove. They had a belly, a hole in the ceiling, and you go sleep upstairs in there. Oh, I'm telling you, I love my life. I had a beautiful, beautiful. I could tell you more stories and everything.
Well, we have several people asking if you can adopt them.
Well, I think I'm all done.
Okay, so say it again.
I think I'm all done.
How about just pretend?
Huh? Pretend? Yeah. Well, I love people. If they're nice as Debbie and Jimmy, okay, I'll adopt them.
Okay, I'm going to tell you there is no better community on YouTube
And,
than this
I love
community.
my Debbie. No matter what, I will never, never bring up their past because I love them. Because God told me, You went and get them. They didn't ask for you. And believe me, they went through a lot, when they came in my life before me. It wasn't very easy. How would you like to live so many years with no kids? And then all of a sudden, you get two little ones. And my friends came and visit me, and we used to have once a week knitting parties and all that. And they come up, oh, what's those little panties over your stove? I was drying their underwear and things. Oh my God. Oh, what a life. I had a beautiful life. God was very good to me.
All right. So we have some more questions. Oh my gosh, you guys are cracking me up. All right, all right, here we go. What was Nana's favorite thing to do as a kid?
Oh, I used to love to, after school, I used to love to go play. We used to play in the backyard. I used to play with jump ropes. And I used to, even though I was a kid, we get together and go behind the schoolyard and play. And then
Were you with Julio?
huh?
Were you with Julio?
What's a coolio? What's that? Don't laugh.
Never mind, carry on.
Don't.
In the schoolyard.
There they go. They're making fun of me every time I talk. And you know something? My brother has a friend, and he is a speech therapist, and he makes thousands and thousands. And you know something? I was in his prison. I had dinner and everything, and he never made fun of my talk. And this is the way my brother laughs at me, my sister laughs at me, my granddaughter laughs, and my son laughs.
Okay, so we're getting a lot of questions. They want to know if we I can't even ask this question. Do we know any mobsters?
What?
Do we know anybody in the mob?
Oh, definite.
No, don't. You never say that. No, we don't. Let's see what else. What was Nana's favorite thing to do as a kid? Should we answer that? Carlo says she's the one that stitched out Whitey Bulger. No. Oh my gosh, you guys are killing me. Yes, Justin, I understood what you said. Let's see. What part of Italy is your family from? Pete says his origin is Cefalu, Sicily.
My husband was from Sicily. I don't know what part. But
What part was are you from?
me, excuse me, Avellino, beautiful part where they carry all these beautiful, they're statues, you might call them, but they're saints. Like they got Madonnas and all that. And my mother, there was a place they used to go worship them, you know. I mean, we believe in them. And there was a Madonna, and there was August the 15th was a very holy day all the time. And that was a fisherman's, also, it was a fisherman's feast. And this is the truth. Till today, August 15th, we used to go to Worcester. And my mother-in-law, she used to take off her shoes, walk barefooted, go up the hill to go worship this statue. Was way put up on a statue. My mother didn't do the wish. And then in the north end Boston, there was a big feast. Oh, it was beautiful. They carried these statues, the Madonna, all around, and they had ribbons all on them, and they would pin money on them, dollar bills and $10, and they donate. And you'd have a feast that you go eat. Oh my God, it was wonderful, wonderful. I'll tell you, my life was beautiful. I could go, I ain't got no complaints. No complaints. Go ahead.
All right, let's see. More questions. Oh, let me see. Nana is gonna make us all an offer we can't refuse. Are you gonna make them an offer they can't refuse?
Wow.
No, I don't think she's seen those movies actually. Scrolling down some more. Chat skipping on me.
Oh, we watch old movies.
What was it like living during the Great Depression?
In my days?
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't bother me because we lived. We had. Let me see who was there. My brother Nicky was there. Well, it wasn't easy, you know, but we never did any complaining. But I slept with my sisters and uh, two sisters, Josie and Helen. Uh, and there was fights, not me, Josie and Helen. Helen was a beautiful. She had red hair, and her skin was so white. Oh. And my sister Josie had the blackest hair, curly, and she was bigger than Helen. You know what? They used to fight on putting on pantyhose. Helen, Josie would steal Helen's pantyhose, and poor Helen. Oh my God. She'd fight with her and everything. And then I had a redhead brother. You know, well, the redhead came from my father's side. His sister had red hair, not my mother's side. My mother had beautiful blue eyes. Blue eyes. Yeah.
Did you talk about yet how you guys used to bathe
Bathe?
with the you have to pour the hot water in the bathtub, right?
No, we
No.
didn't have no bathtub.
You know, oh, well, how'd you guys bathe?
You know those galvanized tubs, right? Well, my mother used to heat the water on the stove, and we take that tub and bring it in the room, close the door, get our soaps and towel. And I'm gonna tell you something. We did not have Dove soap. We did not have Ivy soap. Do you know the soap we had? I'm gonna tell you. We had octagon soap, yellow bar that stinks. It wasn't smelly nice. That's what we had. But I'll tell you, we had the cleanest hair and head you ever saw. You never saw any, bugs and lice on our hair. It was shiny because we used that octagon soap. And that's what, and we went in the room one at a time in there and bathed ourselves. I tell you, I can't complain because my mother had that small little house, only four. We never had a living room. We never had a television. We only had a radio.
How many bedrooms did you have?
Two bedroom. Two bedroom. One for the boys and one for the girls. Okay?
I will never complain about a small house ever again. All right, let's see. Let's get to chat. Welcome in, VP, by the way. Oh, they want to know. Let's see. What was it like living through World War II? Did you have to deal with the Holocaust at all?
No, we didn't, but I had my four brothers, and they took them all in the service. My brother Mikey was in the Navy. My brother Johnny was in the Army, Air Force. My brother Nicky, he was my baby. He was in the Army. And there was one more, Johnny. Did I say Johnny? Mikey,
Maybe
Frankie.
Johnny, Mikey.
Oh, and Frankie was in the
Frankie.
Frankie. They took the whole four brothers away from my poor mother and father. And I'm going to tell you something. When we lived in East Boston, we did not have a linoleum on the floor. You know what we had? Wooden floors. How would you like to get on your hands and knees and scrub wooden floors? And that's what happened in there. Then when my brothers got out, and you know something? I'm gonna tell you one more thing. Don't tell anybody my name. Anyway, we never had a turkey. And when I met my husband, he when I went to his house, I told you how his family loved me. Uh, they had turkey. Oh my God. My mother, you know what my mother? She had to go into Boston and she'd buy a capon, which was sweeter than a turkey. And that's what we had, a capon. It was big.
A capon?
A capon, they call
What's
it.
a capon?
Bigger than a chicken. Beautiful. Oh, the meat was so white. You'd love one of those. And you go to a certain place where they kill them and you bought them over there in Boston. You had to go buy them over there. They didn't sell them in East Boston. Oh, and another thing, we used to go buy chicken and eggs. And I was old enough to know. We used to go down the chicken house and they kill the chicken in front of you. You take home a fresh chicken.
Like lobster?
And they kill the chicken and clean them. And you go buy fresh eggs. You know. Okay, 7.
Not my cup of tea. Is well, all right. I got some more questions. One, do you remember the hurricane of 1938?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, it's
Yep.
a real question.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us about it.
Well, what happened was we was in this little house and it had very narrow stairs and it had only one door to get in and out. Guess where we stayed? And then the house we lived in we called it an alley, but it's like a yard. But there was another house beside us. It was all brick. So guess where we all stood? In the hallway on the stairs, and the wind was blowing. But you know something? Nothing broke. Like we were protected because the house next door to us was a beautiful house. They didn't have no trees. We didn't have no trees around us. And the house next door was nice. It was a bit nothing, but you couldn't go out. We didn't go out. We did not go out. So that time, but if you had electricity, naturally that went out. You know, we didn't have to have, but we had no heat anyways. You know, but we survived it. We did survive it.
I did not even know there was a hurricane of 38, so
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
Oh yeah.
Donna, who doesn't cook Kennedy, wants to know, what is the one technology in your life that you love or enjoy the most? Air conditioning, flying, indoor plumbing, internet, or something else?
What in my life now?
What's something that you didn't have growing up, technology-wise, that you love now? Is it air conditioning, flying,
No, I don't care
television,
for air
refrigerator?
conditioning. I don't care.
Just what's your favorite? What's your favorite thing that we have now that you didn't have when
The
you were a
heat,
little kid?
gas heat,
You like the heat.
gas heat.
We live in the Northeast. That's
Yeah.
a very good answer.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Let me see. All right. Let's see. And we're gonna wrap it up in just a little bit, guys. Gonna get through the last minute questions. Pop them in because we do have dinner waiting, and I don't wanna keep Nana waiting either. Let's see. Whoops. Chat skipped completely. Did you have to defeather yourself? Oh gosh. What did she think when movies started? What did you think when movies started having sound?
When we started having movie
When
sound.
movies started having sound.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to go East Boston to the gym for 10 cents. Oh, did we like the movies? We had more
Wait,
fun.
you had movies at the gym?
Yeah. The Gem. Gem was the name of the movie in East Boston. And we had the Central and we had the Seville. And the first one was a Gem. And then the movies, they used to give out dinnerware sets. So you went to the movies every week and you get a dish and you made a whole set. In fact, I still got some of the dishes. And oh my God, it was so fun. I used to go see Fat and Skinny, I call them, Laurie and Hardy, And oh my God, and those stupid Three Stooges. Oh my God. Oh, we used to go see Popeye and the olive oil there. And oh my God, we were only kids. Oh my God. And I thought and my father, they used to give us popcorn so we can take to the movies and eat, because, and they used to get rid of us on Sunday because we knew why. We were only kids. But every Sunday, they gave us money, go to the movies.
I wonder what they want to do. So Danny Grizzle's Family Vacay wants to know if you had to defeather yourself.
What?
Did you have to defeather yourself when you went to the chicken place?
Oh, no, of course not. We just stand there and watch them. And then they have a firehouse right there on Sumner Street. They have the chicken house. And this place now, it's got got the train station. It's called Maverick Station, and there. And you know something? We used to have to walk to get a bus. We had to walk to school. Oh, in the freezing cold. Oh my God. You know, my life wasn't bad, even when I was young. I went to school, right? And I walked to school. Do you know, even the teachers pick on me? They pick on me. I had to go, they used to have lunch, and I used to have to go clean the table off. And you know what they did? They loved me. I don't know why, but here's what happened. When Easter time came, they clothed me. They put shoes, socks, dress. They clothed me. You know, I'm the only one in my family. I don't know what it is. You know, even till today, my sister doesn't like me that much because I get on the ride. Can I help it if the guy talks to me and she gets mad at me because I talk to them?
Because you're friendly.
That's right.
Oh, Movie Mania Nick says 10 cents for a movie. I was born in the wrong century. I know. I know. I can't believe it. All right, we have another caller calling in. We've got, let's see, Mr. World Freak.
I had to call in. I can see we're delayed a little bit because Suzanne's got the volume on. I know I've put some funny things in the chat and some honest stuff, but I really wanted to call in and say, Nana, you are an amazing, beautiful woman. To have your wit at this age is an amazing story. And like I told Tina, this is the best stream. Tina, I'm not knocking you, but this is the best stream I have seen ever.
Well, you didn't see nothing yet. But forget about it. You know, that's all I pray. God just makes me live and be happy. And like I tell everybody, when you go to sleep, you don't know if you're gonna wake up. So the best thing to do before you go to sleep, always say your prayers. And then I get mad sometimes. I forget to say my Our Father. Do you know something? I got my little communion book with the Lord right in front of it, Jesus, right? I just showed it to the kids. And honestly, I still have it when I made communion and I was about 7 years old. And I just showed it to my great granddaughters. They couldn't get over it. I says, "Here's Jesus in this book." You know, so sometimes I have to pick it up and remember my prayers.
I couldn't disagree any of that. Totally agree with you, Nana. But like I said to Tina, this is all recorded. Her, her children, Flipper, everybody can go back and listen to this later on. Shoot, I'll go back and listen to you later on. Amazing woman. I had to call in and just listen to your voice, not through the phone. Well, I'm not listening through the phone, but whatever. I'm losing words now. I just wanted to say hi. And God bless you, Nana. This has been an amazing thing today. Thank you for this.
Thanks, Carlos.
Bye.
Bye.
Mr. World Freak, ladies and gentlemen, Carlos DWF. Jesus is with us today. He says, "Did somebody call my name?" Yeah, hearts in the chat. Thank you guys so much. Yes, Nana. Do you don't watch sports, do you?
What?
You don't watch sports, do you?
No, I like the basketball. When I was young, I used to play the basketball. I used to go to the gym in East Boston, Central Square, and I belonged to it. And we used to go to when we played the basketball. You get the ball, throw it up in the yes. And in May we had a maypole. You go around with the ribbons and make. I did because I did belong to East Boston, uh, down there, Central Square. I forget the club. It's still there. And they take trips. When I was a teenager, I did play basketball.
But you're not a Red Sox fan.
Yeah, I like to sit, but I really don't go looking for them,
I mean, if you're from Boston, it's kind of a given, I feel like. You're a Red Sox fan. All right, we're going to wrap it up soon because we're going to go eat dinner, guys. She's still young. What does she mean when she was young?
What?
Blaine says, "You're still young. What do you mean when you were young?
I don't know.
You're still young," he says.
Yeah.
Thank you guys
I wish I didn't get old because I wish I was younger because I used to watch the floor get down. Now I did slow down a lot, and that I don't like that because I used to go out scrub my aunt's stairs for 25 cents, and then my mother sent me to a place that had sold bacon, eggs, and everything. I had to go way out to Brookline and Jewish place and clean their apartment. And then I cleaned Italian ones. And I cleaned a doctor's place in East Boston on Maverick Street. And she was Dr. I don't want to give you a last name. She was a woman doctor. And I used to go clean her place on Saturday, $3 a half a day. I clean house and I babysat.
Mara Memphis says certain folks don't even know the history of the maypole or how the wind or how to wind the ribbons.
Oh, it was beautiful. They had a big pole in the middle of the hall, and they get all these pretty ribbons, different color, and you go. Everybody get one ribbon, and we go round and round the maple. In fact, I had one made one time. I think I threw it away. I did. I did have it. It comes round, and then you had a pole, and you tie all these pretty ribbons, and everybody used to get a ribbon. And
Now
go
she's
around.
talking to
In
my
fact, we're
daughter.
gonna make one day. I'm gonna make it with my grandchildren.
There you go. Your great grandchildren. All right, guys, we gotta wrap things up. Gonna scroll real quick again. You're welcome. Thank you for sharing her with
I
us.
enjoyed my life.
Thank you guys for sticking around and hanging out with us. Really appreciate you guys. And I agree with Carlos. This is probably my favorite stream that I've ever done. So absolutely 100%. Jill DeFleur. Yes, if you go back and watch the beginning, welcome in. By the way, she answers that question, which I lost that you just asked.
Okay, I'm gonna find the
just make
macaroni.
sure I'm not missing stuff.
have
Current
holes
folks,
in
I
'em.
already read
With
that.
the string
There we go.
out.
We all wish we were younger, knowing what we learn as we get older. This is true. This is true. Now she's babysitting Tina. Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Now you're babysitting me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not you. Your great grandchildren.
Well, same difference. Tina, bring Nana with you this weekend.
What?
When we go see Carlos, he told me to bring you. I would if I could fit her in the car.
Where's he living?
Rhode Island.
Oh, Rhode Island. Yeah.
Tina, bring Nana to Florida. That way you go to, they want you to come. They want you to go to Florida with us in November.
Oh.
This has been amazing, says Jonathan. Thank you guys so much. This was amazing, Tina. Thank you so much, says Nick. Says, thank you so much, Tina and Nana. God bless and have a great night. Thank you guys so much. Amazing stream, Tina, says Amy. Thank you so much. And Amy, I appreciate you letting me know that Amy usually goes live at 6 o'clock, guys, AJC Magic TV. She did not go live today, and so she let me know, so that's why we went a little bit longer. If you have not yet, 7 o'clock, go check out Pete McDevitt's show and Disney Nerd Herders. And Disney that is on tonight, Monarch Moments, D&G Explorers, all of our amazing friends. I'm going to sign off. You know my tagline, but I want to see what Nana, anything you want to say goodbye, any words of wisdom you want to leave.
Well, I don't know. Well, I'm glad you listened to me because, no matter where I am, people, they don't believe my age. My own doctor, I sit on the bed, on the table, and my legs are going back and forth, and he can't get over it. And but I did slow down a lot, and that's the worst part of my life. That hurts me, because I don't want to be slow, and that hurts because I'm so used to being active, and but if I have to slow down, and I do know, and I'm going to tell you one more thing in my life, I do have patience. And when you have patience, you got everything. You got no patience, you got nothing. Now, I'm going to say one more thing I have to say. Jason and Tina, they came up here, even when the children were small. I know there's baloney time out. And me and Jason go on the porch, and I say to Jason, I'm going to tell you one thing right now. You love them now because you wait and see when they get big, you're going to miss that. Love them all you can while they are small, and they'll never forget you. That's all.
Thank you. And thank you guys so much for watching. Uh, this has been a blessing, but you guys are a blessing to me, and I thank you so much for being here. Look for some vlogs when I get back from this trip. We're gonna do some fun things and maybe a road stream or something. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please know that you are loved and that you are appreciated and that you are a blessing to me. And think of a wonderful thought. Any merry little thought. Bye.